of aging, a Boston biotech startup injecting its first human patient with a shot designed to make cells act younger. The treatment is meant to target eye disease, and Alexandra Hoff has the details from Washington. Tell us more.
Yeah, Dana, this is a milestone FDA human trial. It's aimed at reversing age-related vision loss. This treatment, it's injected directly into the eye and activated later by a course of antibiotics. It's experimental gene therapy called ER100. It works to essentially clean up the instructions that DNA provides to cells, helping the cells remember how to function as they once did, say, back when you were a teenager. Now, Life Biosciences is the company doing this. Co-founder Dr. David Sinclair writes, our research has suggested that aging is driven in large part by the loss of epigenetic information, not irreversible damage. So the idea is that if that information provided to the cells can be safely reprogrammed, human disease and aging could be reversed. And if this trial goes well, scientists will likely jump to find where else in the body it could work.
We're now entering an era where lifespan may begin extending longer than our horizons imagine, 90, 95, 100, 120, 130, where at some point we say, are we the first generation who aren't going to die?
All right, so that's a question that tech entrepreneur and longevity advocate Brian Johnson has dedicated his life to, and others are catching on. Major U.S. investors entering this longevity realm, this space, they're all catching on too. And according to the Wall Street Journal, Russian President Vladimir Putin has embarked on a $26 billion quest for longevity. The report notes that Russian scientists are actively working on developments such as gene therapy, like we were talking about, but also 3D printed organs, Dana.
All right, Alex, thank you.
Oh, nah, they getting out. Man, we playing God a little too much, ain't we? We playing God a little too much. She just said 3D printed organs, G. Come on. Hey, whatever floats your goat, if as long as that mug work, right? But the shots, I'm not gonna lie, there might be something I might like. Because I'm a component of it. You know, back in the day, I had 20/20 vision. And then over time, it got worse and worse, me standing so close to the television, you right? So then later in life, I got LASIK done. And then no more glasses, B. But the thing is, LASIK don't last forever. Your vision starts to degrade over time. So you telling me an individual can get a shot in the eye, and the eyes basically repair itself back to its infant stage where it was 20/20. I might like that now because it's eyes now. But we talking about eye vision right now. Y'all, like, it can work for probably other things. What if it can repair organs back to its more infant stage or his adolescent stage or the stage where it can continuously function, where now we can use it for longer? Because if our organs not going down, we could probably live longer. I like it, but at the same time, we are playing God, and that's the reason that I don't like it. But it's not far-fetched. We've been playing God for a very long time, like abortions, when we take like certain vaccines or kind of preventing disease from happening so we can live longevity. So at the end of the day, that's our programming. Our programming is to live longer. If it was the platonic plague back in the day, the bird flu, we would have been dead. The good thing we figured out certain things to get around this certain aspect, because now we can live longer, we can grow bigger. You know what I'm saying? Versus just dying off like we did. You know, back in the day, the average life expectancy was around 60. That's why the Social Security age is it's around the 60 at one point. Some people were living to their 50s, 54. And now our average age of living is 87 men, 89 women. So, and I predict personally that it's probably going to, in the next 15, 20 years, we're probably going to be living an extra 10 more years. So we're going to probably be living another average of 94, 95 years average based on the progression. Because that's right now. And, you know, back in the day, they was drinking that moonshine, all that shit, smoking tobacco and shit. Like, our numbers of alcohol use and illicit drug use is way down. We're definitely going to live longer based on lifestyle, based on organic food and all the stuff we're eating. We know more information now, so we're able to live longer. So I think the average life expectancy should go up. So this is not far-fetched. So imagine a bunch of 90-some-year-olds that, you know, us in my generation, I'm 28 years old now, but in the future, it's going to be a bunch of 90-year-olds, 95-year-olds living good, you know, but they losing their vision. So we do need something to either hold it in place or reverse it back to a regenerative state. And I like breakthroughs like this because I'm in the medical field, and I like medical breakthroughs because we just haven't figured it out yet. I think in about 100 years, bro, we're going to be living to like 150. I know y'all think that's far-fetched, bro. It's not far-fetched. I want y'all to understand what the mind is capable of. If you compare us to 50 years ago, we've literally 40% more life expectancy, bro. Literally. If you think about us from people that was born in like the 50s to 60s, we're literally like 40% more life expectancy. So eventually we're going to figure this out. You know what I mean? If you give us another 100 years, bro, we definitely going to be way into the 130 years old, 150 years old, bro. I'm telling you, it's just a matter of time. We're going to figure it out because our brains, that's just all we know. We figured everything else out. It's just a matter of time. You know what I'm saying? We figuring out driving cars, eventually flying cars, you know what I'm saying? All types of shit. So am I against it? Not really. I wouldn't mind living to 200 years and stuff. Shit, if it was cool, then it'll make sense when the judge sentenced you to like 4 life terms. I'm like, okay, it makes sense now. He can live 4 life terms because they sentencing people like niggas are vampires. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, how does nigga be? You know when a judge be like, I'm gonna sentence you to life, triple life. I'm like, nigga, what? He cannot fathomably live that long. I think he's just trying to mess up his brain at this point and just give him a cognitive deficit just to tell him that. It's like, well, but it technically in the future, those sentencing standards would actually make sense if we live in like 100 some years. I think we're going to get there, bro. I think in the next 15, 10 years, we're going to be at an average of the 90, 95 to 97 range because we already kind of up there, to be honest. Maybe the stress levels was the one that kills us, but cancer would probably be our only factor that we're fighting. But you know what I'm saying? We got treatment for that. You know what I mean? It's only going to get better and better. The science, and then we have AI. AI is going to help us even develop the stuff even quicker, identify the problems even sooner. That's probably why they figured this out. I think they need to tell us how they figured it out and not that they did figure it out. Did y'all use any artificial intelligence help when discovering this type of aspect? Because it's just a combination of sequenced RNAs and stuff, and then once you connect it correctly, bro, you literally got reverse spells and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff that you never know. We probably have power in us that we don't even know we have for real, but it can be activated based on a number of sequence. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, they're going to be able to identify, and this is my prediction. Y'all ever seen the movie Lucy? I think eventually, like Lucy is a little exaggerated from like our basic 10% of brain usage up to like 100%. I think we're gonna be able to at least push another 2 to 3% more brain usage. If we can get up to 20%, nigga, we're gonna be telekinesis, reading each other's brain. We ain't even gotta talk no more at this point. Now we're the aliens, nigga. Like we talking about, we fear for the aliens, nigga. We're the aliens. We're speaking without talking. That being said, it's your boy Angelo Savage. Tell me what y'all think about this in the comments section. This is the Savage Report. We're reporting live from the rack. Tell me what y'all think about this in the comments section. It's your boy Savage. Subscribe now. Peace.